Hey everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Honeybee Stamps, and today we're going to be making a card using some items from the latest release, Love Letters. The first thing we're going to be using is the Adore Stamps and Die Set, or maybe say it J'adore for French, I'm not for sure. But anyway, we're going to be using the Wispy Clouds, and we're also going to be using the Whimsical Hearts A2 cover die plate here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get a rainbow background placed onto this piece of Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. We're going to be using these colors here to make a rainbow. And basically all I'm going to do, you know the drill, from pad to brush to paper. You just blend, 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 and then you move on to the next color. And the good thing about these colors, it's the natural rainbow color order. So between these two colors of red and yellow, we're going to be getting orange. So that just shows you that you don't need every color to actually make a rainbow, because in the natural process of the color order, it makes a rainbow. So we're going to go ahead and get this finished. We are going to end up using the last color here, which is purple. And wow, what a beautiful blend. That is so beautiful. I don't even want to put anything on top of it, but we're going to. The next thing we're going to do is use the Whimsical Hearts A2 cover plate here. I'm just going to use some tape to get this onto the die because the paper is cut to about the same size as the die, and I do not want it to slide. Now that that's coming out of the die cutting machine, we're going to put some liquid glue here by Honeybee, and we're going to put that all over the back of this. I do not show it the whole thing because it takes forever. And we're going to go ahead and get this flipped around and place this onto this card panel. And this is beautiful. Like, I don't even want to put anything on top of it. It's so pretty. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to the Wispy Clouds here. And I'm going to cut out about 6 or 7 of these, and they're going to go along the whole card. And I'm going to use some 80-pound Nina Solar White cardstock here and go ahead and get those cut out. I'm going to pull out my mini die cutting machine here because this is the perfect tool when you're cutting out something that's super small. You don't have to get out your big, your big mamma jamma cards or die cutting machine. Now I'm going to take some 3M foam tape, and I'm just going to place foam tape on the back of these clouds, and I'm going to place it on all of them to give it a little dimension onto the card. And so I'm just going to put little pieces all along all the clouds here. And then after I'm done with that, we are going to move over to making a mat for this. And I'm just cutting this to be a little bit bigger than the card panel here. I don't have the measurements, I'm sorry. I don't really ever measure. I just kind of eyeball it. Kind of weird. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and use some Honeybee Stamps glue here. And we're going to get this placed onto this black cardstock to make a mat for this. And yes, my head does show up, so then it is even, because I have to use my head in order to make this even. The next thing we're doing is we're going to go ahead and place the clouds onto the card here, and you'll see me move these around back and forth. Where do I want them? Oh my gosh, it's a choice. What if I make the wrong choice? But I think I made a pretty good choice here. I think that's in pretty good order. I'm going to remove all the backing from that, and then we're going to go ahead and get all these guys finished up, and we're going to move on to getting the sentiment onto the card. Now to get the sentiment onto the card, I'm just going to use some black cardstock. Again, we're going to be using the die cut here of J'adore. Is that how you say it? I'm not very good at French. I'm barely good enough in English. So, or I could just say J'adore. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this cut out with some black cardstock. And I'm just going to cut this out once. If the clouds were flat, I may cut this out several times to do some layers, but I really didn't have to do that. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the sentiment placed onto the card here. And I'm going to be using the clouds as kind of like the base for the words here. Since they're kind of held up, I didn't want to put any 3M foam tape on the back of the sentiment, only because they're really skinny and I'd have to make really small pieces because some of it is already backed by the clouds, which is already raised. So you know what? We're just gonna put some glue on this. We're gonna put it onto the clouds and we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna do the same thing with the Adore part. Just gonna put some liquid glue where anywhere where the clouds meet the die, which apparently must have been this whole word. There we go. We're going to go ahead and get that placed on there. Anyway, this card is going to be done. We're going to place it on a card base here in a second. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure that you head out to all the social medias and follow Honeybee Stamps. And also make sure you head over to their store and check out some of their products from the latest release, because they are all wonderful and you get to make beautiful artwork like this. Also, you can follow me on all the social medias by following Bromero Cards or searching for Bromero Cards. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube under those same names. So we're going to finish this up here. We're going to use some liquid glue. We're going to place this onto a card base that's made with 110-pound Neenah Solar cardstock, solar white cardstock. Use your words, Ricky. And then this card is done. I want to thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out Honeybee Stamps, and you guys have a great week. And I will talk to you next week, next Sunday, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever time you're available. Have a great day. Bye.